Breaking real obstacles with knowledge and education. This is how we overcome our circumstance. This is how we overcome our situation. We can't be stuck in one spot. So I want y'all to remember this. Break real obstacles with knowledge and education. Invest in yourself. Assets is anything that brings you money, right? Liability is anything that take away money from you. Now, everybody have a different mindset when they think about buying a house. But the way I was taught, the way I learned, is that buying a house alone is not really an asset. Like if you buy a single family house and it's just you in that house, it's for your family, 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, yeah, that's good that you own some property, but you're paying money. Money's coming out of your pocket. How can that be an asset, right? Now, the strategy is how you create the house to become an asset, all right? And when we go into real estate, as a real estate investor, we want to strategize to make sure that that property is income producing. Our strategy is to buy multifamily properties. Anything from, let's say, 2 to 4 units. That's residential, right? You want to make sure that you purchase a property that has more than 2 to 4 units so that it can start bringing you money. So you can live in one unit right here. You can live in one, you got 2, 3, 4. You rent out the others, and now they're covering your mortgage, and you're making money. That is now an asset. So we just gonna go through a mock set of numbers just so we can really be visual with it, right? Let's just say this property right here is $100,000. All right? Just throwing numbers out there. Say your mortgage is, let's say, $1,200 a month. That's your mortgage, $1,200 a month. You live in this property, you got this unit here, you can rent it out for $500. You're just doing small numbers, another $500 and another $500. That's $1,500 right there. So now you have $1,500, your mortgage is $1,200. That's $300 left that you have, plus you're living rent free. This is the strategy, especially while we're young. If you're young, you don't need to go buy a big house and think you want to have your own. You don't want to share your space. Start small. Go buy income producing property, live in one unit, rent out the others. It's okay. And think about the long-term growth. Think about what that can do for you. Now, the reason why we say start with wholesaling because we may not have the credit, we may not have the finances, but the goal is to leverage the experience and the network that you have built while you're wholesaling to now go invest. There's programs that helps us to get into properties, that helps us buy properties, right? FHA. FHA is a program for first-time home buyers. If you've never purchased a home before, you can go through this program and it will finance about 97% of whatever the purchase price is. 96.5%, 97%. I'm just gonna do round numbers, right?
Between trainings, mentorship, everything just to get me to where I am now. So, wholesaling, guys. Do anybody know what wholesaling is? Anybody got an idea?
Someone wants to sell the house, someone wants to buy the house, and put it together.
Yep. That's good right there. That's pretty much the concept. So my definition of wholesaling, so a wholesaler is a person who identifies off-market, below market value properties. This comes to be a little long definition, but while positioning ourselves in the middle to make some money. So how it works is we have to identify off-market properties below market value. So we're looking for investment style deals. So we want to be able to identify off-market properties that are below market value while positioning ourselves in the middle of the transactions. So we also, as a wholesaler, it's a couple different hats you want to put on, but we also want to identify and build solid relationships with our markets, cash buyers. So we got to get professional and find all the people who are buying the properties, people who have the off-market, below-market value properties, and then positioning ourselves and being professional and having a business in the middle so that we can make money in between all of these transactions. So, give you guys a little run through how it works. So we got a property here. Let's just say we find a distressed property. Got the windows, got some cracks in them, got a door. Primarily a distressed seller. When we look for someone that's distressed, for many, it's many reasons why people can be distressed. So we want to look for distressed sellers that are off market. So let's just say, for instance, we had an inherited property. So for people who don't know, an inherited property is just a property that family member passed away and they got handed to you. And a lot of times with them type of people, they don't know nothing about real estate. They don't want the property, they can't manage it, they can't pay the taxes, they might need a lot of repairs. So these are good quality people that you can target to try to see if you can get the property for a reasonable price. So let's just say that we found a seller, we talked to him, we found out it was the mother's property, and she lives, the property's in New Jersey and she lives in California. Taxes are too expensive, if repairs are too expensive. So her motivation, taxes too high, and location, it's too far. Location, too far to manage. So we're going to talk to her, we're going to have a conversation with this lady, we're going to understand the property in and out so we can get an understanding of, we have to evaluate the deal. So as a wholesaler, you're really just an investor, just specializing in finding the deals at a low value. So we have to evaluate the deal. So let's just say for this purpose, we need a full rehab. So let's just say we walked through the property and found out it needs about $50,000 in work. So we got the lady, and let's just say she was asking, we talked to her, we built rapport, we told her, listen, we want to help you, we're trying to create a win-win situation, what do you want for the property? Let's just say she said, well, I want $120,000, but it's negotiable. I'm not really sure about the market, but that's just what you asked, I'm telling you. Okay, so we figure out the property needs $50,000 in work. So this is us here in the middle. All the kings and queens out here. Us in the middle, positioning ourselves to get this property under contract.